So currently we have these guys labeled as tiger centipedes. They came in field caught, so we don't really have a proper scientific name for these guys. But generally, a lot of centipede care, just right off the bat, is pretty uniform. Hey, big guy. They definitely need nice, damp substrate. Not so much that it's like you squeeze it and there's water coming out of it, but they do need that moisture. The way that they breathe is their trachea is sort of open to the atmosphere, so
it's kind of like
they dry out really fast.
Okay, so it's kind of like a frog, almost. Like, I mean, like if you leave a frog in a dry area for a while, it'll just dry up.
Yes, they desiccate really easily. They have holes, spiracles all throughout their body that sort of circulate oxygen that way. So they're very open inside, which means like any sort of dryness or heat is very prone to drying them out.
All right.
So you have to make sure that you sort of give them some moist substrate. Personally, even though this is a cute little tub, you'd want to give them more substrate when you bring them home because they do like to dig, and they'll definitely hide under cork bark. Some people offer them water dishes, but you can also just mist them. They are incredibly voracious predators.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, do you just feed them crickets or something?
Yeah, currently these guys, the size, we feed them small to medium crickets. So their prey isn't that big. You could probably feed them bigger. They could probably take down bigger, but I like to be on the safe side.
How big do they get?
These guys, the one species that I narrowed it down to, they probably get around 6 inches.
Okay, so we could probably take down some pretty good-sized dubia roaches by then.
Yeah, but it won't really get that much bigger than this. This is already probably about a good 4 inches.
Now, do they have any, my other question is, do they have any venom or something like that?
Yes, so they have a specialized, you see those right there.
Hold on,
Yeah, those right there. They have a specialized set of arms on the segment behind their head that have venom glands that they use to inject venom into their prey to sort of disembowel it. So and then they start eating it alive slowly.
All right. So so what would happen if it bit you? Would it just hurt for a couple days, or would you have to go to the hospital?
The venom varies from species to species. Obviously, I cannot guarantee the kind of intensity you'll get from.
And you probably don't want to take that risk right now?
Yeah, no. Centipedes have a reputation for being very neurotic and not very predictable, unlike other invertebrates, so they're better left as hands-off pets. They're more display animals that you watch feed. You don't really want to handle them or spend a lot of time.
So kind of like a dart frog almost?
Yes.
Except dart frogs aren't venomous or anything.
Yeah.
At least the captive ones.
Yeah. These guys are relatively safe as long as, you're not touching them. Just with most invertebrates, that's the principle. You're not going to get bit if you're not holding them. So lots of hands off, having a catch cup ready if anything were to go awry. So if he was to go ballistic and try to run out here, I would have some method to get the situation under control. But as for the venom, it varies in intensity based on species. There are species that have less potent venom that's not really going to cause problems, but a lot of the stuff in the pet trade is known for having very painful bites. One of the more popular species, the Vietnamese Centipede, which
I've heard of those guys.
Yeah, which get imported here in large numbers. Those are not good venom. You do not want to get bit by that.
So they're more for if you've been keeping reptiles or invertebrates for a very long time.
Yeah, they are not something you want to get bit by. That will often land you in the hospital, at the very least to manage your symptoms. But for the most part, with a lot of centipedes, it's more the pain is just very excruciating. So it won't kill you, but you'll not be having a good time for a couple days. But as I was saying, just that risk goes down to zero if you're not handling them in the first place. Generally, when you're working with invertebrates, it's your responsibility to sort of decrease that likelihood, because these animals already have a huge stigma to the public, and they're wonderful, incredibly interesting animals, but if something were to happen and that ends up on the news,
Yeah.
it's not the animal's fault, it's yours.
As a forfeit because the guy that had her couldn't handle her.
So yeah, a jungle carpet python. So where are they from in the wild?
Some of them range from East Asia, also more so in heavy rainforest areas. They really are an arboreal species. They love to climb. This is one of the prettiest snakes we have here.
Oh wow.
She's a good 5 feet, so she'll get maybe a couple more inches, maybe a foot, and
So-
she'll get a lot thicker than this.
Okay, so would that be like the next couple inches be over like the next however many years they live?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they'll grow slowly in length over year, but they'll get more thick as they eat.
Like with my red-eared slider, usually most of their growing's done within like the first 2 or 3 years, then last couple inches maybe over like the last 20 or 30 years of their life.
Yeah.
So what kind of snake is this?
This is a Dumerose boa.
Oh, wow.
They are a ground boa. They love to burrow down in the substrate.
Oh
They're
wow.
a pretty big boa. They grow slow. They'll get up to 4 feet, 4 to 5 feet, and very heavy body. Just as they do as babies, they'll burrow and wait for food to come around.
So like would that be like a rat or something?
They eat chicks that'll fall out of the nest. They love birds. Most boas love birds. They eat rats, any rodents, pretty much anything they can come across.
Okay. Yeah, that guy's really cool.
This here is our eastern king snake. It's a male. He's roughly 2 to 3 years old.
Oh wow, he's a beautiful animal.
Sure is.
King snakes, I seriously think they might be my favorite snake.
Yeah, they're very curious, always on the go.
Yeah, and they're really soft. Well, not soft, but they're very smooth. That's the best way of saying it. Oh, wow. So, how many reptiles or what do you keep at home?
At home, I have 2 Savannah monitors. I have 2 Honduran spiny-tailed iguanas. I have a red and green iguana. I have bearded dragon, a Sonoran boa, 2 leopard geckos, a couple of tree frogs.
Oh, what tree frogs?
Golden tree frogs.
Oh, wow, I saw some of those earlier.
I just got a crested gecko.
Oh, me too.
Nice.
He's going in my pocket.
And yeah, he loves pockets. He really does.
Oh, wow. So, currently I have a red-eared slider, a 2 white tree frogs, and a crested gecko.
Okay.
Oh, wow. So, would these guys be found around here in Virginia, or?
Not this species of king snakes. We do have some, but they're very rare, and it's some of the smaller species. More so what you'll see around here is garter snakes, a few corn snakes, and rat snakes.
Yeah, I've caught a couple rat snakes around here. They're pretty plentiful. And then there's also like copperheads and things like that, but
Yeah.
they're very uncommon.
Those are more so in the wetland areas where there's more forestation.
Oh, wow. So what would your dream reptile or amphibian or invert be?
My dream reptile would probably have to be a water monitor.
Oh.
Or a green tree monitor.
Oh, wow. Water monitors, they're really smart animals,
They
too.
are.
The main thing is, like, they need a ton of space, and they get massive.
Yeah.
And if they bite you, then they can, like, if they bite you in your leg, that muscle's gone.
Yeah, they get a really good bite on you.
Yeah, but you have some of the smaller ones right now.
Yeah, savannas aren't too bad. They don't get too big.
I want to see if I can put him on my shoulder. That. Oh, this guy, yeah, he's a really good-sized guy. Yeah, snakes are like one giant muscle.
Yep.
They're really strong.
It's nothing but spine and ribs.
Yeah, I don't know what my dream reptile would be. I'm not 100% sure. It would either be a emerald tree boa, an Argentine tegu, or maybe like a Leachianus gecko. They're like giant cresties.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that the zoo here has one, but they're seriously like crested geckos, like the same care. You just need a larger tank for them because they get like 3 feet.
Yep. They're from New Caledonia, off the Isles of Pine.
Yeah, I just got my with my cresty. His name is Maui, and he's seriously really chill. I got him for my birthday a couple days ago, but he'll just sit on my shoulder all day. Like, I can be doing school or maybe playing video games or watching something. He'll just sit there all day and just relax. And this is the mascot of Simply Pets. This guy is named Midas. He is a redfoot tortoise, and he's very friendly. The camera's a bit shaky, but there. He's very nice. Lots of the time if you come here, he's just walking around the store. Sometimes he's in timeout because he's making a mess. This is him. He's hiding down here right now, but he's a very friendly tortoise.